Those of you who don't actually know me, my name's Andrew. I was Bianca's partner and sort of caretaker for the last few years. I actually met Bianca here a few years ago while she was doing something that she just spent most of her life actually doing, which was just throwing herself utterly into something new, spontaneously, just because it seemed like fun. At this particular occasion, it was actually the poker game we play upstairs in the room directly above here. And I remember after that meeting, I spent an awful lot of time talking to her, and eventually even my mate Ed there was just like, just go do something, make something. I was trying to explain, no, I am not rushing this one, I am taking my time, because this one is special, this one is a keeper. Even back then, I could see it straight away. In those early days of relationship, I started getting to introductions to those things that are just going to live with me forever with her. One of the key ones being she was, as you can see here, the focal point of so many different groups. If you can imagine this vast Venn diagram of sort of disparate groups of people around the place, Bianca was just smack bang in the middle of all of them. And all these connections and love just sort of radiating out from her. Which sort of irritated me, because when I was at SOAS, that was sort of my thing. That's what I did. But give it a few months with her and you realise that I was just nothing but a little bearded Padawan kneeling at the Jedi Master herself over this, because she was great at it. She was so comfortable, she just liked talking to people. I mean, as I said, I don't have to explain too much, because you all know this one yourself. I mean, she was the focal point of all these groups because, as we said before, she just has such an epic sense of fun. Everything had to be fun for her, it was all the time. She loved to laugh, being with people and just laughing. As Attilio said, she loves really dumb guy movies, dumb, stupid guy movies. I can't stand them, but I'd love it. I'd happily put them on, and we'd spend like Dumb and Dumber or Euro Trip or stuff, just to hear her laugh for about 3.5 hours. I mean, the film's only 1 hour and 20 minutes, but we just had to keep rewinding, because she's laughing so much, we just kept missing it all. And she was just like that in public too. She had no embarrassment over that. If she just would happily laugh herself in pubs and cinemas, she was great. And as a few of you know, that's the same with her singing. If she was out and the music was going, she may not know the words, she may not have any clue about the melody, but she was just going to belt that out anyway, no matter what. The other thing which I really loved about her was she had so much fight in her. She had so much spirit. I'm not sure how many of you know, but she was hospitalised very seriously in 2012. And it was serious. I remember talking to the doctors, and they basically said she's got about a 30% chance of survival back then. And 30% chance of survival, you're looking at, and even if she makes it through, we're looking at weeks in the hospital sorting it out. It's going to be an epic amount of time recovering after that. 9 days, that's how long she was in that hospital for. 9 days. I got there, I went to the hospital after about 4 or 5 days, and she wasn't in bed, and I was asking, where is she? And they pointed me to the staircase next. We have stairs in our flat, there's 10 stairs, and they said she couldn't go home because she was too weak to climb the stairs. So I got to them, where is she? I looked next door, and there she was, climbing 10 stairs, taking a breath, descending again. Climbing 10 stairs, waiting, descending again. Me and her spent the next 3 days basically walking all the way around the hospital, up and down staircases, so that when the nurse finally came, as I said, 9 days after being told she was going to die, we walked out of that hospital together. And within 12 months, she'd submitted her PhD thesis as well. Anyone who spoke to her would know that her family, her work, and her community meant absolutely everything to her. And it is no surprise with her PhD thesis that she managed to combine all of these elements together. And she was so proud of her PhD, she really was. Even quite recently, after she's passed, as Attilio said, with no corrections, and I have to say that because she will kill me if I don't. I rang home and it was like, has the day been gorgeous? And there's just this pause. And then I realised my error. I was like, sorry, how's your day been, Dr. Gorgeous? Oh yeah, it's fine, everything's great. You know, it had to happen in that. As we said, her family have said that how much they meant to her, and my meagre words will never be able to convey how much they meant to her. They just brought her so much joy all the time. And if she thought, she'd upset them or there was nothing, she was desolate. And in our house, that was all that we would think and talk about, was ways of righting these wrongs and getting her back to her. She loved her father, just about every ounce of her soul and being. And it was the only time I really saw her in a total crisis during her PhD, was the moment she actually realised she was going to have to say he might be wrong about something. It really hurt her, but after a while she knew he would want her simply to speak the truth. And it was one of the things, as I said, that so involved her about her work, was that she wanted her community to know the truth about these things. I'll slow down and draw to a halt here, just because if I was to stand here and give you a list of all the qualities about her that I loved, I would just be here all day, quite simply. She just loved learning, she loved animals, we used to go camping all the time, she just loved life. But I will just say, as I said, please, even though I'm about to start crying like a 5-year-old, can I just have one request to remind you all that please try not to be too sad today. There was a lot of sadness in Bianca's life throughout. But today, for the rest of the afternoon as we're here, just remember that this is a whole point of us all coming together and celebrate one of the most beautiful, vibrant, and just alive human beings I ever met in my life. Someone whose kindness, generosity, and love just touched me so deeply, and as I know everyone in this room and so many people around the world as well. Thank you.